allegations by numerous women fired over accusations of sexual misconduct.
James Franco is being called out for
accusations of misconduct led to a suspension.
5 women accusing him of sexual misconduct were telling the truth.
Me Too. 2 words that have sparked a powerful movement in industries across the board, from Hollywood, corporate America, tech, and now we're shedding light on sexual harassment within the meetings and events industry. Welcome to a very special edition of MPItv sponsored by Caesars Entertainment. We're digging deeper into the meeting professionals article on sexual harassment in the meetings and events industry. Let's jump right into the conversation with my friend and colleague, Courtney Stanley with Courtney Stanley Consulting. Courtney, you recently wrote an article about this topic. What inspired you to bring this conversation to light?
I've been leading conversations and I've been writing articles on the topic of sexual harassment in the meetings industry for a handful of years now. And, you know, I hope that did make a difference. But what I realized is that not sharing specific testimonies and really being honest about what is really truly happening in our industry at events after hours was not good enough. And I think really the Me Too movement was so incredibly inspirational to me. Of course, it is infuriating to read all of these stories from all of these women across the globe about incidents that they have experienced or that they've been involved with, unfortunately. But it also created a platform for a real conversation to start happening. And I felt like I really had to be a part of that conversation and be honest about what's going on in the meetings industry too.
You refer to the meetings industry and sexual harassment as the perfect storm. What do you mean by that?
What I mean when I say the perfect storm is that events the way that they're designed today really create the perfect opportunity, if people choose to seize that opportunity, to act unprofessionally. And I mean, think about it. You know, you have late networking events, you have alcohol flowing freely into the night, and you have people who are away from home. They have a little bit of a vacation mindset, and you have hotel rooms nearby for people who want to take advantage of those. So you have this environment that's created, and it goes beyond the sole objective of bringing people together to connect. There are people who seize this opportunity to act inappropriately, and it just creates this really unsafe environment for attendees, especially when there is excessive amounts of drinking taking place.
That's a great point, Courtney, and I want to welcome Joan Eisenstadt to the conversation. Let's look at some immediate action steps organizations can take. Any advice?
I think the first thing is to have policies, to state them explicitly, not to be cute about them. This is not cute stuff. This first is to have a policy, then to make explicit, and announce it just as we do emergency information from the stage. These are our policies. This is what we tolerate and what we don't tolerate. And if you feel that you're being harassed, and this doesn't apply to women only, it applies to anybody. If you feel you're being harassed for any reason, here's who to go to. Here's what you do with this information. I think the next thing is that we have to limit the amount of alcohol that's served.
Yeah, and to your point, Joan, MPI as an organization is taking steps to ensure the community is well equipped with what to do in the case of sexual harassment claims. Diane Hawkins joins us now, and Diane, MPI's first kickoff of sexual harassment training happened internally with the team and your employment lawyer, where you were able to talk through your internal policy and define sexual harassment. How are you taking the internal training that you guys had and sharing it externally to the MPI community?
We are currently working on the educational piece for the chapters and helping them know what their role is in resolving the issues that may present themselves at a chapter level. MPI corporate really doesn't have a legal standing to be involved in the chapter business. They're a separate entity. But morally, we feel like we have to do something. And so one of the things that we're looking at is giving the chapter leaders the tools to address issues when they come up and handle them locally with the board. And so that's the biggest thing for us right now is is putting together that educational piece and helping them understand what their role and responsibilities are with regard to this whole area of creating an environment free from any harassment.
Some great takeaways from our conversations today, and I want to thank all of our guests for joining us on this edition of MPItv, sponsored by Caesars Entertainment.